Hey, Shalom. Kal halalim la Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakakwadash. Let me say that again. Tripped up slightly there on the tongue. Kal halalim la Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, elder bishops of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the prophets of that body, and Shalom to the 144,001 May peace and blessings and the spirit of endurance be upon you and your households as we approach the end. Okay, I was just thinking about the gift that we have of having the Lord's name, the faith, the belief, and being chosen to understand this truth and having the name of the Lord, and loosely paraphrasing a scripture, I believe it's in the book of Ecclesiastes, the elect shall praise his holy name, okay? And to be part of the election, you have to have the holy name, okay? Let me just see if I can get that up. 1 second here. The elect shall praise his holy name, the book of Ecclesiastes. Oh yeah, Ecclesiasticus 17 and 10. The book of Sirach. Yeah. Ecclesiasticus 17 and 10. And the elect shall praise his holy name. Okay? The elect are going to praise his holy name. All right? Just wanted to make sure that, I didn't show you it, but it's here. It's the book of Ecclesiasticus. The elect shall praise his holy name. Okay? And so being chosen for this truth is predestination. All right? You can try and understand this. You can try and wrap your head around it as an Israelite. And this truth is only for the Israelites, by the way. Okay, the elect Israelites. Okay, you've heard of the elect, the chosen ones. That's 144,001. The elect Israelites, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and native Indians of Negro or Indian descent on the father's side, as well as the Israelite foreigners. Now, with myself growing up in a completely different culture, even not even having the scriptures till very, very, very late in my life, damn near 40 plus years old. All right, no, I mean not damn near, blessed, near 40 plus years old. I'll say that. All right, it was a blessing to come into this truth, a blessing to reach 40. Fall for mercy as well, if you think about it spiritually, right? I grew up in a completely different culture. All right, family from northern India, stronghold of Jacob there. All right, grew up in the UK. All right, so not even thinking about, I didn't even know what an Israelite was. Okay, I didn't know anything about the scriptures. I'm still learning. Okay, but I've had some spiritual visions and dreams, that will blow your mind. And I'm not bigging myself up. It's all Yahweh Ba'Shem Yashai. I'm nobody. All right. And the Lord has blessed me to understand this truth. Okay. All right. And, coming across the videos when I had never had the internet and just watching HOI, then Great Millstone, then stuck with, I was bouncing between all the camps literally at first because I was so interested, because I always hated the so-called white man. I always hated Esau, Edom. I always knew about colonial history. I always knew about the atrocities, and I always knew that there's a common theme or a common cause, or was a common plight, I would say, that especially here in the UK, my people, Jake's from northern India, the Punjabis, all right, as well as West Indian brothers, Nigerian brothers. We would, I would sometimes just have random conversations with Jake on the bus or the train when I was younger in the 90s. We talk about Esau, Edom, and the problems and what the fuck they do, you know what I mean? Because at that time, it was a very political time, with Khalid Muhammad on the scene and black Afrocentric shit, and the Jakes in India against the Elamite government and all sorts of different things. All right, you got to be born in my culture, the Jakes in the culture that I grew up in, to understand the political climate at that time. But nevertheless, coming across the videos, and then lo and behold, I gave up the cigarettes, the spliffs, the motherfucking pork, all that nasty shit. You start praying in the name of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yashai. You start learning the truth. You start learning the Lashwan Kodash. You start praying the Lashwan Kodash. All right. So this is predestination, man. You can't make yourself believe this. The Lord has to choose you. You say, yeah, I wanna push people into believing in Jeebus, like you wacky tacky Christians, or you crazy people out there. Okay. Our prophets, our apostles on down, right? Double honors to them again, right? They are doing the fishing. They fish. They throw the bait out there, which is the truth. And whoever gravitates towards it in the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yashai, John 15:16, ye have not chosen me, but I have chosen you, will take the bite. But then many are called, a few are chosen. So this is a very scary time. Because there's a lot of people out there that were really like spiritual ninjas with the scriptures. This chapter, this verse, this precept, the historical knowledge, they had an excellent look, they had an excellent beard, no gaps, nice garments or whatever. And lo and behold, many, many years later, we see so many examples, they fall out the truth, or they're agents, or they were just actors. We're in a crazy time. All right. And I'm trying to make this short and snappy, okay? So you can't choose the Lord has to choose you. Let's go to Romans 9:11. For the children being not yet born, neither having done any good or evil, that the purpose of the Most High, according to election, might stand, not of works, but of him that calleth. It's not even what you've done. The Lord can do what the Lord wants to do, okay? There's no particular thing that you've done. Okay, yeah, you're going to be chosen. Okay, the Lord just chooses you, okay? And we, only the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yashai knows, okay? We don't know that. And that's an amazing gift. Just think about it. The power of heaven and earth that made the sun, the moon, the stars, the angels. Oh man, I mean, the Most High Yahweh made Yahweh Shai, the angels, the earth, the elect. From the ant to the cat to the lion, from the fresh air, the sea, the oceans, the world, the planets, has chosen you to believe and put you through the ringer. And as Elder Yashawamba would say, you're going from glory to glory. You're getting better and better and better, and your faith is increasing. Okay? Yeah, we're in hell. Yeah, we hate this place. We curse this place at every time you get up early hours. I don't want to say every time you get up in the morning. I don't like to say that term morning. Every time you get up in the early hours, right? You hate this place. You curse this place out. You send curses, right? But yet, what do we have? We have that spiritual balm, man. We have optimism because we're Israelites, man. Do you know how much of a barakim is to be born an Israelite, bruv? Yeah? We have a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful heritage. Okay? We're Israelites. We're beautiful on the outside collectively. All right? We're beautiful on the inside. We're talking about the elect right now. And how much more in the kingdom? All right? Eternal life. It is a big deal. Okay? Maybe being a rapper or an entertainer or an R&B artist or a rock and roll artist or a jazz artist or a grime artist or a reggaeton artist or a reggae artist or a hip-hop artist or a rap artist, right? Or a crooner, what do you call it, a singer like Keith Sweat. Okay? That's bullshit. You're just nothing but a court jester for these damn Edomites. You're an entertainer. Yes, you have a talent. You're an Israelite. Jacob is the former of all things. But what your lot is on the left-hand side to acquire what you guys have, you jakes that have sold out are going to die horrible deaths. But the elect, okay, we got our meager jobs. We pay our bills, we've got to save up a little bit before we buy something nice, but the Lord still blesses us, okay? Now we have the kingdom to look forward to, Lord willing, in the first trip. Okay? So this is a beautiful blessing, man. All right? Let's go to, let's read Romans 9:11 again. For the children being not yet born, neither having done any good or evil, that the purpose of the Most High according to election might stand, not of good, not of works, but of him that calleth. All right? Let's go to the definition of divine gift. A divine gift is a special ability, quality, blessing. All right? Okay? Or talent that is believed to be freely bestowed upon a person by a higher power or creator, rather than being self-generated or earned. Okay? All right? Okay? There is no... what are the Lord... what are the definition of divine gift? Just state. Okay? All right? You didn't even earn it. The Lord just chose you. There wasn't like, oh yeah, you got to read, like for example, to pass an exam, oh, you got to read this many books and you got to get this specific number to pass. All right? You've been chosen. Okay? You could have been an evil Jake, man, in your life. But the Lord got you out of it and now you've completely turned around. The Lord can do that. The Lord has chosen the sick people in this world, man. We're all sick. But the elect actually hate this place. Okay, me as a child, even in my 20s, I always felt homesick. I always had this homesick feeling. Like, I don't want to go home. I want to go home. Sometimes I just break out crying. I didn't know what the fuck was going on. Straight up. Sometimes I'd be at work around crackers all day in my 20s and the 90s, and I didn't like being around them, man. I didn't like fucking drinking with them. Not that they bullied me or said anything to me, you know? It wasn't even like that. I just didn't like being around them. As soon as I jumped on the train, got out that white man area, come back to the hood, I saw my people that looked like me. I saw West Indian man, you know, I seen old biddies, West Indian women, Indian women, shopping and that, you see them pulling their trolleys. I felt comfortable. I felt at home somewhat, but it wasn't still filled. That void was still there. And that void is still there. Why? Because I want to go home. You know what that craving and that yearning was for? To go home, man. All right? In the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yashai. And I'm halfway there now, Lord willing. Like the rest of the hopeful elect. Okay? Seriously, man. I always felt homesick. Now I know what it was. We're in captivity. Find out you're an Israelite. We're in hell. All right? John 15:16. Ye have not chosen me. You can't choose it. Oh, I choose you, Lord. No. And the ones that say that, they eat pork and catfish and shit. And they're faggots, weirdos. Love, 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 love. One of them weirdos. All right? You just got a demon on you thinking that, yeah, you've chosen the Lord's so-called righteous path, which you guys aren't on the righteous path, man. You're on a demonic path. Okay? The elect are sick. They need a physician. Our physician is Yahweh Shai in the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Shai. Okay? John 15:16. Ye have not chosen me, but I have chosen you and ordained you that ye should go and bring forth fruit, and that your fruit should remain, that whatsoever ye shall ask of the Father in my name, he may give it you. Okay? You do what you can. Okay? Because the elect are a body, are they not? And every body part, right, spiritually has a different function. Okay? Everybody cannot be a right index finger. Everybody cannot be a right thumb. Everybody cannot be the two eyes. Everybody cannot be the brain. Okay? Everybody cannot be a CEO. Okay? The elect have various functions and capacities. Some make videos, and they guide some people or some of the sheep to the frontline prophets, our elders and apostles and teachers. Okay, our elders and apostles and teachers do the frontline teaching because that's their blessing and their lot. And they make videos and numerous videos at that. Okay, then you have helpers as well that give financially. It's a various combination. And you do whatever you can with the lot that you have. And remember, you can't play next man's position. You got to play your position. All right? And you got to deal with your specific, bespoke, custom-made hell. All right? Because you're supposed to learn from your mistakes. Okay? Learn from your mistakes. All right? And be better. Because this whole place, this queendom that we're in, are spiritual training grounds for the elect. Okay? To learn to separate good from evil, and throw away the evil and learn the good. This is a learning curve for Jacob, for the elect. The 2/3, okay, Zechariah 13:8, 13:9, 1/3 will make it. Let me just get that actually, because I've been quoting that a lot and I've been saying it. Let me see. I've been saying it correctly, but let me just Zechariah 13:8 and 9. Come on. Zechariah 13 and 8 and 9. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yashai, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein. And I will bring the third part through the fire and refine them as silver is refined. That's why you Jakes are going through the ringer, but you're getting better and better and better. Your faith is being built up for the greater trial to come, which is the hour of temptation, when that micro CHIP is implemented worldwide. And I mean, they put it forward worldwide, and they're going to try and implement it worldwide. A lot of people will fall for it because that's their safe haven. They want to hold on to what they have. Okay, but the elect know this charagma, Revelation 13:16, has to come out for, to signify the end of this world and the Lord to return. Because once that micro CHIP pops out, that's it. Things are going to speed up faster, as our apostles and elders have said, in the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yashai, the men of great millstone. And I will bring the third part through the fire and refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name. Okay, that's the elect. They're not going to call on Jebus to cry, all that nonsense, and the Most High Christ bless, and all that other weird shit. They're going to call on Yahweh Hashem Yashai. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them. I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yashai is my power. The elect don't give a fuck about this world, man. They don't care. We want out of this MFA, man. All right? Sooner rather than later, Lord willing. Okay? Okay? Let me go to one last, couple of last. Oh, here we are. Damn. All right. It's the last 2 scriptures I'm going to read, Lord willing. For this video, of course. Romans 8:29 and 30, right? For whom he did foreknow, he also did predestinate to be conformed to the image of his Son, that he might be the firstborn among many brethren. Verse 30. Moreover, whom he did predestinate, them he also called, and whom he called, them he also justified. Moreover, whom he did predestinate, them he also called, and whom he called, them he also justified, and whom he justified, them he also glorified. Okay? These are the first fruits. They were with the Lord in the beginning, and they're back here again in their human bodies. Okay? Gone through incarnation after incarnation, hell after hell after hell after hell, being purified, learning, and then coming back to their name at some point in their lifetime. Now we're at the end of this. Okay? The elect were the elect, okay? Because that's the Lord's decision. All right? Isaiah 55 and 8. For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, saith the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yashai. Verse 9. For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts. Okay? You will never understand the Lord. You will never understand why you were chosen. The Lord chose you. Be thankful the Lord chose you. Don't try to think about, what did I do right? Or what did I do wrong? You know? Did the Lord choose me because I looked unhappy all the time? Don't think about that. Be happy. Number one, you're an Israelite. Be thankful to Yahweh Hashem Yashai, and be thankful that the Lord chose you. But this is, like as mentioned, this is a divine gift. This is a gift. All right? This is a gift. Let me see if I can maybe read one more scripture, see if it's the right one. Remember, I'm still learning, so I'm not the best. Lord willing, I can find something. Whoops, 1 second. Damn. You know what? Let me just read the verse of the day as well. It's Genesis 1:1. Monday, that's June the 15th, which is today, 2026. He restoreth my soul. This is very spiritual. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. And that's the elect. All right. And the elect, they're being restored. Okay. You're part of the first fruits. You were chosen. You were predestinated. There's no specific reason. The Lord just chose you, man. And be thankful the Lord chose you and gave you this divine gift. All right. Be thankful. And be thankful you're an Israelite, because the heathen nations, especially Esau, Edom, have a horrible, horrible, horrible heritage. All right. I'm going to leave it there now. All praises, honor, glory, and blessings and power be to Yahweh Bashem Yashai, Bahashem Rakak Badash, Muatha Bad Babal, Kwam Yashwala, Shalom.